BooYah, welcome back to our podcast. In this episode, we're going to bring our special guest on, Nate.
BooYah.
And in studio, we also have another co-host, Mike.
It's a pleasure to be here.
There we go. Mike and Brandon run Outlet404. Where can they find that?
YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere, man.
Perfect. Please go subscribe and give them some love. As always, I'm Corey.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Jeff. I'm Mike.
Let's roll the intro. All right, let's just jump right into it. First caller ever on Viva La BooYah, Nate. You can hear us?
What's up, guys?
You're on Kiss FM, Ryan's Roses. Just kidding. No, so Nate, for the listeners from episode 1, he wasn't on it, but he was heavily involved in the story, and we wanted to kind of bring him on the podcast and tell some old stories, I guess. Yeah. You guys were roommates, right?
Yes, we were, Cotton. That is 100% true and accurate.
So let's just take the listeners, as we say, on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
How did it start? Like, how'd you guys become friends?
Nate, you want to take this one?
Okay, so the year was... what year was it? 2001.
2001. All right.
Let's check the dates.
Okay, Brandon and I I was in 3rd grade, so you were in 4th.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are like grade apart, right?
Yeah, so Brandon was because he's a year older than me, and we played Pop Warner together.
Which is football.
We played together for like...
Yeah.
I love it.
Jeez. Brandon was trying to say you guys played Pee Wee football. Like, you guys played like...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, shit.
You're good.
Should we start over? Or?
Nope, we're going to keep rolling. No, you're good.
Fuck. Oh, God. All right.
No, so you're right. So you guys played football together when you guys were in 3rd, 4th grade. And you guys were all in the same weight class, right? That's how Pee Wee works?
Yeah.
So you guys were in what, like the 40 pounds? Just kidding.
45.
Yeah,
yeah, we were probably like 50 pounds, dude.
Yeah. Did you play up? Or was it grade, or was it just
no?
Like
Brandon was just small.
They measured dick size.
That's not what you meant last time.
Hey, I'll give you that. Just kidding. All right,
but yeah, Brandon and I played football together, and Brandon was like super fucking good with his hands. He still is, by the way.
Hey.
You're goddamn right I am.
But Brandon was like a skilled back, and literally I just fucking hit people. That was like my whole football career. But Brandon was like good. He could catch. He could throw all this stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you were like the guy in the middle that was like the wild card, like the Tasmanian, just like like you're hitting your own teammate, like I don't care, like football, like
that was Nate. He was the middle linebacker that no one wanted to touch during practice, and no one wanted him in the game. Like I remember one time, Nate was the fucking play was over, like it was just a huge dog pile. And what refs blow the whistle, and all of a sudden you just see Nate jumping on the dog pile and just nails the freaking running back right in the head, helmet to helmet. And the ref's like, "What the fuck?" And then throws the flag. Like, I'm like, Nate, you're an idiot.
It was a different time, though. It's a different time.
Nate fights the ref and everything.
Yeah. How many years did you guys play football together?
A long time, like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. That's good.
Yeah, it was a good time. There was a lot of fun times, but I don't know. What do you think the most fun was, Brandon?
Probably when you broke my finger, you asshole.
You did?
Yeah. So we're playing against North Long Beach. So
I do remember the game. That's good. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, North Long Beach. Because I remember those fuckers because they used to throw sand in our eyes, like when we go to.
Probably because you were like the Tasmanian devil. Because you had 4 concussions in one game. Speared everyone. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But so Brandon, he was playing like either cornerback or safety. What was it, Brandon?
I was cornerback.
Cornerback.
Yeah.
So he fucking wrapped this kid up, and like Brandon was saying, I came out of nowhere and freaking just the kid was still kind of getting some forward motion. So when Brandon had him wrapped up, and I just freaking leveled both of them, and Brandon's finger just. Yeah, I fucking came like a tornado. And Brandon's finger so happened to be on the guy's face mask. So his finger his left middle finger like snapped. And he comes up and you can see it and it's just drooping down. I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, for people that don't know football, like you were doing like the right thing. Like Brandon was trying to get the tackle and you were just trying to like help clean it up and so he doesn't like either break free or get more yardage.
No, so here's the thing. Nate was jealous of me of how good of a football player I was. And he just wanted to knock me out. Yeah.
You saw an opportunity. You saw an opportunity.
Exactly.
Your finger's still crooked to this day, isn't it?
It is indeed cotton. Yeah. I broke. Of course, Nate breaks it right on my growth
damn, I
plate.
actually noticed that.
If we get let's say we get 100 listeners, we'll tweet out Brandon's finger so everyone can see the crookedness it is. But you guys got to get to 100.
Yeah, I haven't flipped off someone with my left hand since the 4th grade.
Since flipping off.
Yeah.
Do you have any you're did it's like a bar trick? Like go up to a girl, like pretend like you run into her, like you broke my finger, like and you like pull up the finger, it's like all sideways.
No, it's never happened.
What? I think you
Tonight's
should.
the night.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea though, Corey. I like that.
Like a little icebreaker.
Right.
Because she's either likes the joke, she's in, or otherwise like it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, jeez. All right, so so you guys played football for a couple. You guys stay friends like throughout elementary school, middle school, and
Yeah, we did. We ended up hanging out. I think he felt bad for me after he broke my finger in half.
got to pay off that debt,
Yeah.
medical bills.
Did you feel bad, Nate, or?
Yeah, I did. I felt pretty bad about it because Brandon and I were already good friends when I broke his finger. I remember he didn't cry, which was like for I don't know how old, like 4th or 5th grade. When you snap a bone, normally you cry, but that dude was a trooper about it.
It's because Nate's dad and my dad used to be coaches together. So
Okay.
when I broke my finger, I walked off the field, and the first person I saw was Nate's dad. And then he was looking at me. I'm looking. I'm like, oh my god, in shock. And I showed him my finger, and he's just like, oh fuck, he needs to go to the hospital right now.
And then Brandon's dad's like, tape it up, get his ass back in there.
It's already broken.
He's faking it.
Yeah.
That's funny. So but I just know you guys played different sports in high school. You guys quit football after kind of middle school? After you guys went to high school?
Yeah, once I entered high school, I was only 4'11", so there's no way I'm gonna play football and just get destroyed by
You're a
dude.
late bloomer because you're 6'2" now. Or 6'1"?
Yeah, I'm 7'2".
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Oh, huge bloomer.
huge.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing that blew me.
Did you play football in high school?
Yeah, I played my freshman year, and I played all the way up until because I was pretty good at football, but I wasn't ever super coordinated.
Right.
So I could, I said, I'd hit people, but I wasn't real good with my footwork or stuff. And there was an athletic trainer, I can't even remember his name, and he just used to give me a lot of shit. You guys probably know him. You played football.
Just kidding. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so he finally said, dude, either you're a football player or a wrestler. And then I wrestled, and then I was gay ever since. So.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to beat you guys to that punch. Wrestling is not gay for all the viewers.
That's what they all say.
Listeners.
Hey, whatever. What if you see with your eyes, huh?
Right. So did you guys stay friends in high school or so?
Yeah, we weren't the closest of friends because I ended up playing lacrosse, and then he
And
ended up playing
wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, when you guys are two different sports.
Hey, can we take a poll? Which one is gayer, wrestling or lacrosse?
Wrestling.
Yeah,
Wrestling.
I can put that in, actually.
Yeah.
I will put that in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're gonna put this on YouTube. Yeah,
we
do
can
it.
Put the poll up in there.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. More sticks. Debatable. Equal amount of sticks, equal amount of balls.
It's true.
That's funny. All right, so that's cool. You guys stayed friends. I mean, that's a long friendship, 3rd, 4th
Yeah,
grade.
yeah. We stayed friends, and until Brandon got this step brother, and then we all kind of got close for a while too.
Yeah, super close.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, it's fine. But because you went to ASU, right? Right out of high school.
That is correct.
Did you stay here, Nate, or so did you? How did that work?
So
Well,
after-
yeah. So I was a year behind Brandon, and after some soul searching, I decided I had to be in the same state as my best friend. So I eventually moved to Arizona.
Oh, okay,
My
but this
God.
all kind of happened at your grandpa's party, right?
Yeah, so my grandpa's 80th birthday party was
Oh, you talking about the party?
the party.
Oh no! All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. I love this story.
Which was a pretty crazy time. But so it was all my family, friends, for my grandpa's. It was a surprise birthday party.
Where's this at?
It's on my man-made lake at the clubhouse.
Nice. Okay, good.
Yeah. So my mom, we're Italian, so we're a lot of drinkers in our family.
Yeah,
And
a lot of red wine.
I just started off Jack and Coke.
Classic Italian
went
drink.
hard in the paint. Nate followed, and I have this really good-looking cousin, and Nate really, really likes him a lot.
Yeah, Tyler Cyprian, shout out to you. Great looking guy.
Also a wrestler.
Yeah.
No, but chaos ensued. Right when the Jack and Coke started, chaos ensued that night. I mean, Brandon and I lost each other for about 15 minutes in that party, and when we met up again, I mean, we were drunk.
For the listeners, like, this is like a standard ball. Like, it's not like there's not like a lot of quarters or a lot of. It's just one open room, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you guys lost each other.
Eyes closed.
Nate's trying to fuck my like family members during all this time, so he's getting hammered trying to hit on all these girls. I'm like, Nate, they're like 16. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, you're going to jail.
Just checking out the list. Like,
Yeah.
all right, Samantha out. All right, who's next on the list? But anyway, all right.
Yes.
So you guys lost each other,
And then it was probably hour number 1. We were obliterated, and it was like pasta. And I remember trying to eat the pasta, and I'm literally missing my mouth. I was that fucked up, and I'm like trying to, and I just keep missing. I'm like, oh my god, like I need to stop drinking or slow down. And how are you feeling that time when the food came out, Nate?
Well,
I was close with Samantha, so I was feeling good.
it was bad. I just remember, I was just drunk. I mean, it was just a lot of intoxication. I think we were sitting next to each other, though.
Probably. So they ended up kicking us out for some reason.
Your
And
family
I-
members or like
No,
the building?
The
Like the-
clubhouse ended up kicking us out
Wow.
because we were just
Oblivious.
probably too aggressive. Yeah. So
Nate keeps hitting on him.
luckily the clubhouse is only 4 streets down from where I live, and so Nate thought it'd be a great idea to drive. So
Oh no.
Okay, that is not how it happened at all. So, Brandon's family members were there, and they came up to Brandon and I and made us promise that we wouldn't drive. So, of course, what did we do? We drove. So,
right, what did 2 drunk idiots say? Don't do that. We're gonna do it.
That's their fault. It's
right.
100%
But
their
in the
fault.
process, we totaled Roger's car. Remember that?
No, so we're driving your truck, and like he's like, oh, like I remember this. He's like looking at me like in the parking lot. He's like, should we drive? Like his eyes all droopy. I'm like, fuck yeah, we should drive. And
Like,
so,
you guys were like badasses.
Yeah.
Like, watch
Hey,
this.
Hey, I just need to add this. Back in those days, we rode with Toretto. So,
yeah, we lived our lives a quarter mile at a time. Dominic Toretto.
Jeez.
And I remember Nate, like, we're in the parking lot, and Nate's like, I gotta take a piss. He's like, goes to the front of his truck and starts peeing, and I just lay on the horn and just get everyone to notice that Nate's peeing everywhere.
yeah, it was
So
bad.
the party ended up continuing back at my house. Like, we invited an after party, and we went back here, and like majority of my family came. We were still drinking, partying, and I ended up blacking out within like 20 minutes of being at my house. I don't know what happened.
Big surprise.
Yep.
I woke up on the boat next to Nate, of course.
Naked from it.
Hands intertwined.
Were you guys like floating on the lake, or were you guys like docked?
No,
Just
no.
very
So
floating.
that was the miracle of it, is that we woke up on the boat, but we were docked. I don't know how we did it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys like came back and like, or like, I mean, I'm sure you guys went on the ride. And, like, someone fell asleep, and they was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." Just like peeled over as well.
Probably. But we woke up to my sister just screaming my name, like, Brandon, you totaled Roger's car, which is my grandpa. And I'm like, who the fuck's the idiot that let me drive last night? I was just like, what the hell? And so I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God, I just crashed my grandpa's like $80,000 Mercedes.
Right.
And I'm like freaking out. And like Nate was like, he's like asking me, he's like, why'd you drive? I'm like, dude, I don't remember. I'm like, did you let me drive? He's like, I don't think so. And so we ended up going outside to check my grandpa's car, and guess what happened? Nothing was wrong. I think I door dinged it, and she was freaking out over nothing.
Why would she do that? You guys were
Yeah.
hungover.
Yeah,
Sorry, she's probably just jealous. You guys were the life of the party.
probably.
Was there like dancing and stuff at that party, or like?
Yeah.
You know,
Wasn't
Only
very
Brandon
good.
and I.
Nate and I were the entertainment.
Yeah.
But like from
It was
there,
bad.
like that's where you guys kind of like like you already kind of mentioned Nate. Like that's where you guys kind of decided like what we should like. You should come up to Arizona and like all that. Because this was kind of when like Nate was graduated and you were just getting your bearings up there, right?
In Arizona, yeah. And so that's pretty much when we decided that Nate and I should live together. And then within like 6 months, we ended up getting a house together in Arizona.
I'm getting married.
And falling in love.
Yeah, when did we decide on sharing a bed? Was that trip or?
That was to save money.
In quotations, save money. Is that the house that like we came to? Like is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Beautiful lane.
And then Nate, do you remember throwing that huge rager?
Yeah, how could I forget?
Is that like a housewarming party or something, or was just like a random
I
like
think it was
party?
just a random Tuesday night. We're like, let's just have a
A
huge
Tuesday?
It was a random party.
Rager
And,
on Tuesday.
So we had this
We're
buddy.
good.
He was from my welding school. Let's change his name to, I don't know, Brandon. What should we call him?
I don't even know his
John.
fucking real name. So
John.
Let's call him John. John Smith. So John Smith was, he seemed like a pretty cool guy. He had come over, hung out with Brandon and I a few times. We had been shooting, stuff like that. Like, little did we know how he was when he drank.
Everyone's different when everyone's got like that their different persona like when they drink,
And it was crazy.
So there were probably 15 or 20 people there. Brandon and I were just having a good time. We were playing music. Remember, we bought that little stereo system. We were
just
doing
chilling.
it.
That house was a good party house for you two like just living. Like I remember like the living room was big. You guys had a nice sized backyard. It wasn't like no one felt congested in that house.
Right.
So like 15, 20 people was not like it probably did not feel very crowded.
Right.
That's cool. All right. Sorry.
No, so it was a good time. Brandon and I, we just, we drank like normal. I mean, we weren't like super drunk, but we had a good amount of alcohol in us. And this guy pulled out a bottle of apple moonshine.
Interesting. Any good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so him and I started drinking it together. Brandon, where were you at this time? Were you one of those Russian girls?
No, it was before that. It was with that heavier set chick, and she was trying to hook up with me, and I was like, no, I'm not about that life.
Oh, when you almost got taken advantage of.
Yeah, so I was drinking. I was pretty wasted at that time. And I'm like, I just want to go to bed. Like, I'm not feeling it anymore. So I think I hopped in bed. Like, I'm over it. And I just remember, you stayed out with John drinking the moonshine, and you guys just got obliterated. Like, I've never, probably top 3 drunkest I've ever seen you, Nate. And so I was like, well, you guys have fun. Like, I'm going to bed. So I hopped in bed, and the next thing I woke up to was this larger girl in bed next to me. Like, how'd you get in? My door was locked. And
she broke through.
yeah. And
why is my door broken?
Yeah. Why do I have a boner right now? And so
Nate's just on the edge of the bed, filming, more tongue.
Yeah, so I think I got raped that night. But then, so it was the morning of, and I don't even know what happened with you two. Do you even remember?
So I vaguely remember he was sharing some pretty interesting stories about his life with me. He started crying, and then I felt obligated
the drunk cry.
To give him the bro hug, hey, it's all right, buddy, whatever, stuff like that. And then not long after, I went to bed too, and I woke up to Brandon knocking on my door like, somebody shit in our backyard. Shit in our backyard.
No. Let's revert back.
So wait, I want to hear. Wait.
How I found this shit?
Yeah, I want to hear this part.
So I wake up. It's probably 10 a.m. I'm hungover.
You're telling the girl to get her clothes.
Yeah. Your Uber's here. Get out of my bed. And so, I was just wanting my, when you wake up and hungover, you just want your alone time. So I grab a Gatorade and some water, and I'm not really feeling sitting in my living room. So I just go outside to get some fresh air, and I'm just sitting there on the steps, just drinking, and I sniffing there. I'm it smells like shit. I don't have a fucking dog. There's no coyotes here. And I'm what the fuck is that smell coming from? So I'm looking around. I check the grass, and then I check out a little walkway from a grass. It's this gravel road where a trash can's at. and I see that someone shit. Like human shit. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, how is there human shit? And it was like right next to our fucking wall, like a house wall. So he literally like held onto the wall, squatted over, and took his shit. I'm like, you couldn't have shit in the grass, which was like a foot away. Like, you have to shit on our fucking gravel.
Oh.
And like, I'm like, was that Nathan? So I like go to his room and I start banging on the door like, wake up! There's shit!
That's wild.
Yeah.
So I wake to Brandon yelling there's shit in our backyard, which strangely isn't the weirdest thing he's ever
How
woken me
hungover are
up
you
saying.
right now?
What?
How hungover are you?
Oh, dude, I'm like,
So you're probably
I
like,
should have been in the hospital,
Are
dude.
you
Like, I drank a
moonshining?
lot of that. I didn't throw up or anything, but I think that was probably my problem. But I was so hungover. You know, like, my eyes hurt to see. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so I wake up and I open my door and Brandon's like, there's shit in the fucking backyard. And I'm like, dude, you're still drunk, you know?
Yeah, you're like, I'm going back to bed.
Right. So I walk out there and I'm like, holy shit. You're right.
Yeah,
there
Was
is-
it like a mega dub too? Like, was it a big dub?
It was like a bear shit in the woods. Just a
Like,
huge
yes.
freaking dump. Like, huge. And I was like, it wasn't like a hard shit. It was like a little bit of diarrhea. I was like,
Oh.
It was like if you ate one thing off the whole dollar menu at McDonald's. It's like that's the kind of shit it was.
Oh.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Arizona.
seriously.
So and then where did we find him, Brandon?
Whose shit
remember
was
he
it?
was what?
It was John. John literally shit in our backyard.
How'd you guys know it
Yeah,
was
but
him?
where did we find John in the morning?
Next to the shit? Or
I
like,
don't know. Where did we even find him?
I think he was passed out in the couch or something like that, but we ended up waking him up and making him clean it up.
obviously. Yeah,
Didn't
obviously.
he? Wait, I remember we
Wait,
found
so wait, how'd you know it was him?
because he was the one that spent the night.
No, I thought.
Oh, and the big girl. Yeah, I forgot about her.
What if it was her?
What?
Uh-oh!
No,
Oh
he
my
confessed
god,
up
he
to it.
took credit for it, but it could have been her.
No, remember because like we were like looking in the corner of the living room near the couch, and it was like shit dripping on our carpet.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah.
We found out he shit in our living room too.
You guys have like 2 functioning bathrooms. So
Yeah.
Why did he?
He was from Mexico. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
It's not polite to use other people's bathrooms.
I guess not.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was bad. It's funny, like a funny segue here is I actually know a guy that doesn't use public restrooms.
Yeah.
Yep,
You too.
yeah, we've talked about that already.
Yeah. Full disclosure.
Very clear.
The listeners know it's Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, just so you guys know, that's Jeff.
Yes. Yes.
That's so funny.
That's
Why don't
funny.
you just squat dump at the
No, he just like it's everything. He's talking about you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't I?
Yeah, why don't you just like squat dump or something?
Just exactly.
Why didn't he
Nope.
squat? I don't know. I think he just. I don't know. I don't know why he did that.
I don't think anyone knows.
But like, so you guys woke him up,
I'm
clean
saying-
up the shit, and get out. Like that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, and we never hung out with him after that.
I mean, it's
Wow.
understandable.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, we never saw that guy again.
All right, now I gotta ask you because I think you probably listened to the first podcast, but there was a big debate that happened.
Yes.
Do you remember the night that we all got like super hammered
And
in
downtown
downtown
Fullerton,
Fullerton, and you took that group selfie, and we're like, oh, like, and we're like, no one remembered us taking that photo and all that.
Oh, by we getting super drunk, you mean you and Brandon getting super drunk?
Sure.
And Jeff and I being the sober ones?
No, you guys.
I mean, you guys were drunk enough.
Wait,
to not
wait,
remember
wait,
me.
I mean,
hang
we
on.
were drunk, but we weren't drunk like
Hang
you guys.
on. You guys didn't even remember the fucking picture you guys
Right,
took.
right.
So don't even get started. We weren't that drunk because you don't even remember.
Okay, so are you saying you're on the same level as Nathan and I? Drunk?
I mean, like we were probably at 10. You guys were 9.2.
No.
That's generous.
No,
No,
9.8.
we were probably like a 7. You
Yeah,
guys were like
7,
an 11.
But it was drunk enough where you guys can't remember taking a photo.
Yes,
Right.
but I remember what happens next here.
So Nate, do you remember the girls that Brandon and I were hitting on at the end of the night?
Yeah, they were like super ugly.
They-
No! They were 10s.
And super ugly, you mean they're really, really hot.
Yeah, in some weird world where super ugly means hot, okay,
Yeah.
but no.
It's opposite day.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No.
They were 10.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, no one does, because that never happened.
Oh, it happened, and
They were 10s.
that's why it didn't work out because they were too hot for us.
They were 10s.
Yeah, I vaguely do remember them actually. They weren't that attractive. In my opinion.
No.
Okay, that's all the time we have today. That's funny. Nate, you got any other stories, man? After that, after the poop story, I think that's kind of like when we all came together. But literally.
Yeah, that's when you guys came out to Arizona and we had a blast.
Yep.
That's the first episode to the
Yep.
listeners that are just joining us. It's
Yeah,
episode
so
1.
that you guys can listen to that on the first one. But we are planning a pretty cool trip in the future. I don't know, you guys.
Future story. Yeah, we'll give a little teaser. Nate's getting married. Congratulations in May.
What's
So-
his name?
Fucking idiot.
But we got a big bachelor party, and we'll walk away with a couple good stories.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we're also visiting him for his birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you guys are. And Brandon's the first man, by the way. He's the first man at the wedding.
Best man?
No, first man.
Is there,
You heard him right.
What's first
No,
man?
he's like the first man I have sex with before I get married.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
there it is. There it
Yes.
is.
It'll be my honor.
Mazel tov. That's funny. All right, what time are we at? All right. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we
That's
can.
fair.
All right. Nate, appreciate you coming on, man. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, sounds good. Can't
See you
wait.
All right, later, man.
All right, bye.
All right, so that kind of wraps up everything. That was our friend Nate. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And those were just their PG stories. We have many more to come.
Right, yeah. I think we're having more guests. But anyways, Mike, thanks for being on.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back.
Yeah, we'll bring you back on. Maybe have you tell a couple stories maybe the next week or so. But as always, please give us 5 stars on iTunes. Please leave a review. That always helps. Go follow us on our social media, Viva La BooYah, all underscores underneath. Please go follow the Outlet404 on TikTok, YouTube, and all the other platforms. Big announcement for Outlet404. They just had a TikTok video hit 20K. Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you. A lot of hard work finally paid off. First video.
Yeah, beginner's luck, right? I'm just
Pretty
kidding.
much.
No, you guys crushed it. All right, we'll see you guys next week on Friday's podcast. We'll see what happens this weekend.
Absolutely.
All right. As always, I'm Corey.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
See you guys next time.
BooYah.
Isaiah, play us out.
Booyah.